Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money Channel. So Bitcoin has finally broken $40,000, which could mean the crypto bull run is finally back. This one courtesy of XRP Crypto Wolf here. So guys, we did approach the $40,000 mark for Bitcoin, a level that has not been seen since April of 2022. And your own Blockland prominent money manager, he noted that this rally finally feels distinctly different from previous ones, signaling a potential shift in Bitcoin's role in the broader financial landscape. This sentiment comes at a time when the crypto market is witnessing renewed interest, partly fueled by the anticipation of potential spot Bitcoin exchange traded fund. After experiencing a period of decline due to various crypto scandals and negative market sentiment, Bitcoin's recent price move marks a significant turnaround. Unlike past rallies, this current surge is underpinned by Bitcoin's growing acceptance as a legitimate asset class. Now, I guess the question remains, does this feel different than, rallies that we've seen in the past? As of the time of this recording, Bitcoin actually did breach 42,000. Guys, I got the Bitcoin chart up here on the daily, and let me throw that on the hourly. As you guys can see, we are actually coming back down again. So it looks like we are retracing. And this red candlestick here engulfing the former green candlestick. So it's looking like this could be a big retracement or the beginning of a much greater retracement, or at least larger than we have seen. We really haven't seen Bitcoin retrace since the end of October 24th or 25th. So, I mean, we've pretty much just seen Bitcoin go up and up and up and up. And, I was thinking we were going to see this retracement come a little sooner. But now Bitcoin has breached that level. And guys, this is signifying all kinds of things. And there are so many different aspects of the market now that we just didn't have in the last bull run. And, especially at this point in the bull run, because this is a bit of a tricky time. We have seen Bitcoin rally since pretty much the beginning of 2023. And we've seen retracements and ups and downs along the way. So what does this really signify? Are we going to continue to see Bitcoin rallying even higher? Are we going to see that mega retracement that I've been calling for? Well, guys, check this out. Greed is at 75. At the moment, we've got the market cap at 1.55 trillion. So we've actually gained quite a bit in market cap. That is up 4.44%. 24-hour volume is at 64.75 billion. That's up almost 50%, 45.92%. And guys, Bitcoin dominance is slowly creeping to the upside. So Bitcoin is the major cryptocurrency right now that is gaining traction, 5.1% in the last 24 hours, only followed by Ethereum at 3.41%. Okay, so that's green to the upside. And you can see other coins are, not really performing in the same capacity as Bitcoin. We got BNB coin up a little bit. XRP is actually down 1.93%, and that's a fairly recent development here. Let's bring up XRP because over the last, let's throw this on the hourly, we have seen, wow, look at that dip for XRP. We did initially see it pretty much rally with the likes of Bitcoin, and then boom, off a cliff, coming down to here, wicking down, and then coming back up, closing the hour at around 61.8, but we still have a little bit of time left before that new candle is printed. So what the heck is going on here? So XRP's down, Solana's even down by 2.88%. And we've got a mix of coins that are up, down, all around, 2.02 for Cardano, that's up to the green. Dogecoin is up 2.87. So altcoins, at this point, still very early in the cycle. And, traditionally, this is what we tend to see. We tend to see Bitcoin run first, and then we see alts follow along suit. So let me bring up actually Bitcoin dominance, because the dominance generally tells us a pretty interesting story for Bitcoin. And, as you guys can see, during the 2017 bull run, when we did see Bitcoin run first and then pretty much top by December of 2017, we saw dominance go up, 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 right over here, guys, and then eventually just plummet. And then this is when altcoins took over. This is when coins like XRP saw their all-time high. And then, eventually the bull run started again. Bitcoin dominance started taking over, started taking hold again. And then when we saw altcoins top, we saw Bitcoin dominance kind of come down. So we're in this point of the cycle now where we're seeing Bitcoin dominance mount. And so again, this is the Bitcoin dominance compared to the other altcoins, including Ethereum. So we're still in that point in the cycle, really still right at the beginning here, where we're seeing Bitcoin price rally. Everybody getting excited, $42,000. But there's still a lot of time before we really do see new all-time highs, of course. And there's a lot of different opinions as to what is going to happen next. So I've got Ali here at Ali_charts. Bitcoin, the most important resistance area now for Bitcoin is 47,360 to be exact. Well, 37,000 has now become a significant level of support. So guys, we're seeing now support at $37,000 because we did pierce right through that level. That would be in and around here somewhere. As you guys can see, support from the former bull run. We did make it over here, bounced off, wicked down. We can even see it over here before we started moving back up. Right, so 37,000 for support. And then finally, during the bear market, we did break past that, moving further down. So, this is the last level that we saw for support. So in and around here. And so I'm guessing what he's assuming is that we're going to form support on this level. I personally think, though, there is the opportunity for Bitcoin to go even lower than that. And no, by no means am I fudding Bitcoin or am I a bear in any way. I do still think this market is very bullish, but I do still think, just based on the corrections that we've seen in the past, and even not just in this bull cycle, that we are likely to see, several months maybe. I mean, it could be a few months where we do see Bitcoin price retrace down to kind of more normal levels. I think, a lot of this hype has to do with, a few factors involved here. Nick at Crypto Crusader, he's posting this. Okay, crazy how Bitcoin is trading above $40,000 and altcoins are starting to wake up while retail interest is still completely dead. So that is the other thing we have to make note of, guys. Euphoria phase, we're nowhere near that. So I'm sure some of my Patreon subscribers are wondering, well, what are we doing? Are we getting close, guys? If you want to see where I'll be trading, when I'll be trading my altcoin portfolio, a lot of this can be extrapolated to your portfolios because a lot of these coins will tend to move in tandem. You can find all that information at patreon.com/workingmoneychannel. It's where I'm sharing my trades, my legacy portfolios, my XRP, Bitcoin, and the $10,000 plus portfolio, which is now worth more than the $10,000 I put into it. I'm going to be doing an update fairly shortly, probably this week. I'm also going to be distributing a resource for my Patreon subscribers at patreon.com/workingmoneychannel. And it is the beginning of the month, so it's a good time to join. Market is heating up, so it might be that the window is closing on getting into some more cryptocurrencies, although I am confident that we are still going to see a retracement. Back to what Nick was saying here, though, just shows you how early into this next bull run we really are. Right, so back to the retail traders, we're not seeing that euphoria phase up, down, sideways. Nobody truly knows where we go next, but one thing we 100% know is that the herd isn't here yet. Which brings me to this assumption, the fact that the herd isn't here yet. Generally what happens is we tend to see this, guys, I'm going to go back to 2019 here, a Bitcoin trend to the upside, retracement. The beer flu was it's just such a brutal black swan event that we had to deal with back in 2020. And then the market started rallying. So, you take out this black swan event, I feel like, the euphoria really started to kick in during the last bull run in mid-2020 and basically all of 2021. That is when, everybody and their grandmother were starting to talk about crypto. But you guys, I don't think we're there yet. I still think there is going to be a retracement before. And then when Bitcoin does breach that former high, whatever high it makes today, or within the next few weeks or whatever, I think we will retrace. And then once it breaches that high, I think that is when we will see the euphoria in the market. Personally, the next few weeks and months ahead are going to get real fun, and many aren't prepared for what is coming. So I tend to agree here with Nick. The other thing we got to remember is the Bitcoin spot ETF and the fact now that Binance is a totally different company. Even according to the new CEO, Richard Teng, the powers that be needed to get Binance under control before the market could really find its footing. So in a recent interview, the new CEO of Binance takes stock of the exchange's future following a landmark $4.3 billion settlement with the SEC. So this is just another interview here that Richard Teng gave. So there were gaps. He assured that the gaps in compliance from the early days of Binance are firmly in the past and that the crypto exchange is now a totally different company. Tang, the former head of regional markets for Binance, was elevated to the position of CEO on November the 1st, as we know. As part of the settlement, CZ cannot be involved in the day-to-day running of the company's operation, he said. Despite that, the incumbent CEO of Binance cuts the figure of a man reveling in the challenges ahead. Speaking to Cointelegraph just 2 weeks after taking over from the outgoing CEO, Tang seemed to relish being at the helm of the world's largest cryptocurrency exchange. Well, I mean, considering he's a WEF guy, I could see why, maybe him and, more importantly, the people pulling the strings, why they'd be pretty excited now that Binance has taken a proverbial hit. They're making it look like Binance is still up and running, but really, guys, it's going to be now the same old thing. CZ really did help frame, the crypto industry in the way that he created Binance and basically gave a platform for anybody to trade crypto without all the compliance and regulations that now we are going to be subjected to. So Tang believes that the overcast conditions clouding Binance in recent months are lifted with the $4.3 billion lawsuit. Okay, so just more talking points here of basically, he's kind of smoothing over the fact that Binance is now being controlled. But this, guys, I think this is playing a very important role in why we are now seeing Bitcoin rally. And, it's pretty coincidental that it was a few weeks after the Binance thing. And now all of a sudden, after we've kind of been in a holding pattern for Bitcoin, now we're starting to see the price of Bitcoin shoot up. So wanted to thank Ali here, wanted to thank Nick for posting that. The other thing too, guys, is that we are seeing coins like XAH pumping to 61 cents. This courtesy of King Dogo here on Twitter. Can you imagine the XAH coin going up higher than XRP? Let me throw this on the hourly for you guys. Right now it's at 49 cents, but earlier this morning we could see it actually hit a high of 64.9, so 65 cents, even higher than XRP. And just on Sunday, it was trading at 11 cents. I don't know how many of you guys were trading XAH coin, but we are going to see some anomalies like this. The other coin that some people were talking about was Songbird SGB. Okay, the SGB token too is another cryptocurrency, one of those random altcoins, I guess you can call it, that did see some action over the last several hours too. So did go as high as 0.008. Down from 0.004, so doubled in price. So just, a couple of these coins here, keeping my eye on. King Dogo here was saying he just sold his XAH and waiting for lower prices. In my opinion, this is not the real price of XAH, and I'm expecting the real price to be around 5 to 20 cents. This will be another flare situation where the price is very high at first because of circulating supply. So that's the other thing we have to remember, guys. A lot of this is just, the FOMO that is taking hold of the market at this moment. These prices are going to fluctuate every which way until the market kind of settles down a bit before we see that retracement. So, I mean, if you're a swing trader and you want to, take the chance, you could swing trade some of these coins in anticipation that they will retrace, buy back at cheaper prices. I know people say they're going to do this and they make it sound so easier, but easier said than done. But I mean, really, the big thing here is Bitcoin moving, the spot Bitcoin ETF, now that, Binance is under the thumb of the powers that be. The big looming kind of factor here is going to be that Bitcoin ETF. And Willy Woo brought this up. It's very likely that we are on the eve of a Bitcoin spot ETF. The first commodity ETF was the SPDR Gold Trust. It provided a simple way for investors to access gold in their portfolio. When it launched, gold went to an 8-year rally with no single down year between 2005 and 2012. So something that I brought up in a video last week, the gold ETF. And when we did see that launch, it did launch in November of 2004. This is what we saw for the price of gold. And so, they're likening that to Bitcoin. And, just going back to Bitcoin and the idea that, are these guys just front running Bitcoin at this moment in time? When that spot Bitcoin ETF does get released, maybe we are going to see a huge crash before a huge move to the upside. And I guess I shouldn't say a crash so much as a huge retracement before that next move up. So, all eyes are kind of on this, this kind of developing situation now in the market. Peter Schiff here also saying gold is trading above $2,100 tonight. So that was from last night for the first time in history. So to add to the complexity of what is going on, guys, we've got spot gold price here. And gold, as of yesterday, was trading at $2,146 $2,146 per ounce. Right now, we've got it trading. It did retrace a little bit. This is gold on the hourly, $2,068. So if I zoom out here and bring that on the daily, let me just show you guys the price of gold has in fact gone higher, as high as it's ever been in recent history, and now we're actually seeing it top, finding its level here from back in August of 2020. We found the resistance level there, and that was in March of 2022, and again in May of 2023. And now we are, if you guys can see that there, that red line, we are now kind of holding in and amongst that level, but we did wick up higher. So gold too, guys, is part of this story. And, Peter Schiff, he's a gold bug. He's saying it's more significant than Bitcoin trading at $40,000. I don't know if I'd agree with that. Gold has completely broken out. It's in uncharted territory, while Bitcoin still needs to rally more than 60% from here to make a new high. Okay, I mean, context is everything, Peter. Come on, you're smarter than this. Don't be putting out irresponsible tweets. But it is part of the story. I mean, I got to say, the BlackRock ETF, that is simmering, and we're all kind of waiting in anticipation for what is going to happen next. So then the question becomes, should you be selling some of your cryptocurrency at this point? Full disclosure, I'm still holding. And for my Patreon subscribers, patreon.com/workingmoneychannel, you're going to get all the details of when I pull the trigger on my portfolio. But we've got guys like the blockchain backer. He's already starting to relinquish some of his Bitcoin, selling some of it. Bitcoin's bullish move has been going on for over 1 year. Many are just realizing it now. With that, I'm now beginning to actively sell the Bitcoin I bought at the lows. So he is stating here that he is selling some of his Bitcoin. We're up 162%. He says it's only 24% till we hit the $1 trillion market cap, the 0.702 retrace. I suspect the comment section will be filled with, "We're just starting. Are you crazy? Bitcoin ETF, etc." And, I'm kind of feeling that way. I mean, I personally don't think it's time yet. I know everybody's got different strategies. There's no real right or wrong way to do this. Everybody is kind of in it for their own reasons, but I guess everybody's main objective, though, is to maximize profits. So just based on what we know, based on what we have seen in the past, I wanted to bring up this to kind of give you guys a sense of where we are right now in the cycle. If I throw a Fibonacci on the former Bitcoin trend here, you guys can see we have in fact passed the 0.236 a while ago. We've even passed the 0.382 right in here. And guys, now we're touching the 0.5. So at that level there, that would have been the $42,200 mark. We did touch that briefly. And now Bitcoin, we're seeing Bitcoin retracing or starting to retrace. Now, if I were to take this same situation here and bring it over the former bull run, check out what happened in June of 2019. We actually surpassed that same level, the 0.5, and actually got to the 0.618 before Bitcoin did retrace. Now, if we take out this black swan event, let's just kind of forget about that, because I don't want that to factor into this bull run, considering it was a black swan. Bitcoin did retrace from this point. It did retrace about 50% back to the 0.236. Now, are we going to see that exact same thing this time around? I don't know. That's a pretty drastic move back to the downside. I don't think we're going to see, even though it's only 33%, I don't think we're going to see it go back to the 0.236. I think, somewhere in and around 30,000, maybe. So about 28, 30% in and around here. I don't see as being completely out of line. So at that point, guys, that's when we're going to be making some decisions. But the blockchain backer, he's saying, he's happy to sell some of his. We aren't just starting. It's been rising for over a year, he says. And the vast majority waited, panicking during the wall of worry. But now most aren't worried anymore. They are fearless. I suspect we'll see 30 to 32,000 one day, even in the most bullish of scenarios. Maybe I will buy there. So he's saying, he is looking for $30,000 to $32,000 Bitcoin, and maybe he's going to buy back in. But what will you do if it goes to all-time high? Well, he owns altcoins. They're absolutely going to demolish Bitcoin if Bitcoin goes into an all-time high. And anyone who has studied the historical behavior of the cryptocurrency market knows that. And I still suspect altcoins are going to massively outperform Bitcoin if this is a retrace for Bitcoin. See my recent Wyckoff accumulation posts. Otherwise, what a journey. Feels good to take some off the table. I spent a year and a half on the opposite side of retail with them screaming we're going to 12K. I got to enjoy about a month with us on the same side as excitement returned above 35,000. But this will, of course, put me on the enemy list again. That's unfortunate, but it comes with going against the consensus. Yes, that is part of trading. While I don't enjoy being viewed as the enemy, I never let it deter me from doing what I think is right. And just know I'm not the enemy. I spent a year and a half screaming the bottom was in. It's just that many wouldn't listen. Again, I've begun selling the Bitcoin I bought at lows in 2022 and 2023. I still have the original 35% I bought back at $3,000 to $6,000 levels. So, for many of us who have been in this market for a very long time, like I got to say, I have cost averaged down my Bitcoin at $1,800. I did buy in 2017 originally, and then huge cost average down in around here when Bitcoin was at around $3,500. So the Bitcoin I hold is cost averaged at under $2,000. And yet here we are at $40,000, and I'm still not relinquishing any of it. Some might think that is ridiculous. Some might think, yeah, wait till the top. Again, guys, I'm going to be sharing where I'm selling my Bitcoin at my Patreon. But, there's no right or wrong answer to this. Everybody's got to do what is right for them. And so what might be a good decision for somebody might be a bad decision for somebody else. The other thing we have to realize is crypto adoption is coming very, very shortly. So do you really want to miss out on an inflow of liquidity? Insights into crypto adoption timeline by financial leaders, guys. This one courtesy of ISO 20022 Let's Do It on Twitter. This is Usman Ahmed, the CEO and co-founder of Zodia Markets. And guys, here's what he said about crypto's timeline for adoption. Listen to this.
Do you see that time frame wise in the next year? Care to make a prediction?
More educated people than me have made many predictions. I am hoping we're looking at the first half of 2024. So I'm hoping. I think there's a few people that I think have been more bullish with that, and maybe we're hoping for before the end of this year. And I hope I'm wrong. I hope it is. I'd probably like to think we'll see something maybe in the Q1, hopefully worst case Q2.
So by Q1 2024, worst case scenario, he says by Q2 of 2024. So guys, at that point, maybe that's when we're going to see altcoins like XRP really take off. Again, now XRP is seeing that huge dip, which I'm sure is probably getting the XRP community wondering what the heck happened here for XRP wicking down all the way back down to 58.5 cents before finally ending up here at around 61.8. And now that next candlestick is forming and it is looking red so far. So it's going to be a different story for altcoins. The other thing we do have to remember, mark your calendars, people. January 2024 spot ETF approval would be an event that would lead to new capital inflows into the cryptocurrency asset class, including XRP. So this was from just a couple of days ago. Billy Bambro, date revealed as huge $17 trillion Bitcoin ETF countdown suddenly begins, heralding Ethereum, XRP, and crypto price chaos. So again, in this article, this event would be considered a net positive for new capital inflows into the asset class, including cryptocurrencies like Ethereum, XRP, and other major cryptos. Basically, the ones that you're going to see in the top 10 or maybe even top 20 cryptocurrencies. These are the cryptos with visibility. Greed is high, guys, and I think we are on the precipice of something very big. We got to see what Bitcoin does first, though. And I still do think there is time to accumulate. Got to keep an eye on that Bitcoin price first. But that's just my opinion. I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.